Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? This is gonna be a little bit of a different style video than the last one or any of the ones I currently have in the works. This is probably just a bit more of like a video diary. Unfortunately, there's no face cam. I don't know why you'd come to expect that, as you know, as every one of my fans should know, that I am simply too hot to broadcast my face online. It would melt your minds and you wouldn't be able to comprehend it. So here's just going to be a bit of a video diary, or audio diary, I should say, of my first week in college. So far, so good. A few bumps in the road, but overall, it's been a learning experience, at least. To be fair, everyone's going to have a bit of a rough time when you leave home and don't really have people being responsible for you, telling you don't do this, don't do that. Takes a little while for the adulting to set in. God, I hate that term, adulting. Why can't you come up with a cooler word? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's better terms than fucking adulting that you could use. Like, here, I'll make some up right now. Like, horking. I've been horking recently. Have you been horking? Yeah, I've been horking. It's an experience. Or here's a better one. Squirming. Yeah, I've been squirming recently. Okay, I'm not. Don't ever fucking tell a single person you've been squirming recently. They will send you to a psychiatric ward. Please do not do that. And if you do, don't tell the authorities that I told you to do so, because then I am just as liable for enabling you. Anyway, I just wanted to say the week's been pretty good, like I said, classes-wise at least, and socially. Been hanging out with a lot of people. I don't know if anyone else going into their first year of college has experienced this, but I've certainly had the feeling of, if I'm sitting in my room, like at my desk or like sitting on my phone or something, it feels like I'm wasting my time, which maybe isn't the healthiest thing, but it feels like I should be out doing stuff like all the time. Like I should be going out and hanging out with people. I should go to the gym. I should go do a lot of other stuff besides just sit here because I have that opportunity. Like when I was back at home, I didn't have the luxury of having people over. And here, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I don't really have the same privacy as I did at home. So instead of sitting and watching stuff for hours on end, I go out and hang out with my friends. I go to the gym. Like I said, I live my life a little bit more openly and a little bit more actively than I would have had I stayed at my old place. Because it's a little hard to invite people over when you have parents and a sister and a dog that won't leave people alone. It's not really as new user friendly. It's more welcoming when you've got a little room that you can just show people around and say, hey, look at that mess there. You have a mess like that? Cool, that's relatable. Now you can be my friend. It's a little bit easier to have a open dialogue with someone that has the same kind of living situation as you, where they have to take care of it, as opposed to the latter of your parent doing everything for you. It helps me feel more responsible as well. This week I've actually grown up a lot. I've started doing more chores, like done my laundry a bunch, cleaned up my trash. Basic human things. You're supposed to do, which is somehow rare for me. I guess I'm more spoiled than I thought. But anyway, yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment, but a good one. It's really helped me, and I hope it continues to make me a better person. But anyway. A couple funny stories that I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to get too much into my classes or anything, because I don't want to dox myself too bad. I'm a veterinary science major, as I've already stated before. My classes are pretty science-based. I don't really have anything intense with pre-calculus. Pre-calculus is my math for all of college. It's all I have to take. I have to take 2 semesters, so 1 year, technically, 1 whole year worth of pre-calculus, and then I'm good for my entire college career. It's fucking amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so glad I'm not like a physics major or something like that. God, that'd be horrible. Can you imagine waking up at like 7 a.m. to go do like calculus equations? God, I'd probably rip my own throat out. Sorry, physics majors. You're the real heroes. But anyway, what I wanted to say, the funny stories I wanted to talk about aren't really related to school. They're more related to like social stuff and more just things that have happened to me. I don't know if they're gonna be relatable or even if they'll be like funny stories, but they're new, very new experiences to me. So I figured I'd share them, and maybe you'll get a laugh out of them. Maybe you won't, but anyway. So basically they tie into each other. So this all started about 5 days ago, when I needed to go to do a grocery store run. My friend asked if he could tag along, so I said sure. And we started going to the store. We went to Target. We picked up a couple things, you know, cleaning supplies, frozen meals. Because when you're in college, you know, you can't really cook for yourself, so everything's either completely defrosted or borderline prison food you get at a cafeteria. So well, those were our options. So that was what we went and got. Just basic like stuff, nothing like special. It wasn't like a big event. Just went 40 minutes, came back home. And typically where I park is in a parking garage, like roughly like 10-minute walk, I think, from where I live. Maybe a little less than that, but obviously not the best place to drop off groceries. You know, you don't want to have to make like a 10-minute walk carrying like 2 big containers of like 12 packs of water bottles. You'd rather be able to just like go up the elevator and do that stuff. So me and my not roommate, my friend decided. God, I've been saying that a lot. Sorry for so many interjections, taking so long to get to the point. But I've been saying roommate instead of friend by accident so much lately. It's a fucking nightmare. I don't know why my brain keeps making that mistake. But anyway, yeah. So I dropped. We parked the car like outside of the dorm and started taking stuff out. We went through one trip. We're gonna take 2 trips. So we took one trip, got all the stuff up to the room separately because we were in different rooms. And then his roommate, my friend's roommate, decided he was going to come help us, who I'm also friends with. And he came down, we unloaded all this stuff from the car, we put it back on our rooms, and then they're like, hey, do you want to go to the gym? And I said, sure. So we went to the gym. We started doing some back and biceps, which is my fucking specialty. A little Evan fact, in case you don't know, my world record, my world record for pull-ups is 26 in a row at my current body weight. I am very proud of that figure, and I've worked very hard for it. And a bit of a brag, but anyway, just wanted to let you know I know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. So, so I figured I'd try something new today. I've been doing the same like pull-up regimen for the past year, maybe year and a half now, and I wanted to try something a bit new this time. So, the first thing we did, I just cracked out a set of 20 pull-ups as my warm-up. I know that might sound a bit fucking insane to some people, but to me, it's really no big deal. And I wanted to push myself a little bit harder today than I usually would. So, or this specific day, which was 5 days ago. And so what I did was, we started the 20, and then I was going to do weighted pull-ups. Now, the way you do weighted pull-ups is you get a belt around your waist. It's got like a big a plate on it. And you can do any, I was going to do lightweight this time. I wasn't going to do like heavyweight, but you can do any weight you want. It's really up to you, what you think you're comfortable with. Doesn't really matter what I say. Don't compare yourself to me. Just as long as you do better than you did the last time, that's what's more important. But anyway, I just wanted to do light because it was my first time. I didn't want to like pull a muscle or something, so I just did 15 pounds. I weigh 175 flat. I just weighed myself recently. I'm not like a huge guy, but I'm not necessarily a lightweight either. So it was rough. I guess that's like a 190 pull up. So not too heavy, but for me it's pretty light. And on my first set, on the 6th rep, on the way back down to start my 7th one, I heard the loudest pop in my back I've ever heard in my entire life. It was like, it was, oh my god, it was terrifying. Instantly I jumped off the bar. Not jumped, I put my feet on the ground and let go, but like quickly. I didn't want to like throw it out more. And I was like terrified. I was like, oh my god, I think I just ruined my back, because it didn't feel like any of my arms or like my shoulders. It felt like my back. And I was like, holy fuck, can I move my legs? I was completely terrified. I was so scared. Yeah, words can't explain. And over the progressive next like 5 to 10 minutes, my friends were there monitoring me, making sure I wasn't like pass out or something. I was okay. But over the next like 5 to 10 minutes, I started feeling progressively more and more like there was a stake, like a sharp metal rod or like a wooden rod, jammed into my left shoulder blade. And then I started feeling a bit lightheaded. I was like, oh, okay, this is really not good. And I was tempted to call the doctor, but here in my university, you can't just walk straight into the doctors. They don't just let you do that. It has to be an emergency. And I still had full range of motion. Like I could move my arm around, I could do stuff, and I could walk around. I was fine. I was okay. I was just in pretty intense pain. And so in situations like that, sadly, they don't really care about your well-being so much as they do their own schedules and finances. So if it's not an emergency, you can't just walk in. You have to book an appointment. So I knew at that time if I wanted to do it, they were probably going to be closed, which I ended up being right about, and I couldn't really get any help until the morning. So I just got their number. I called them and I set up an appointment for 9:45 a.m. the next morning. and that was that. So I just went and chilled with my roommates because I didn't want to be alone in case something really bad happened. I wanted to at least have some supervision. Bless their hearts, they were very welcoming, and they actually offered that. They offered me to come stay with them for a bit just to make sure I was okay. Very, very nice people. It was very nice of them. But anyway, chilled with them for a bit. Didn't get any better. Well, got a little bit better towards the end, but for the most part, it kind of just it hit a level of pain and like plateaued for a while, and then close to bedtime, I took some Advil. I think about like 400 milligrams, and then I was better. But it was a rough couple of hours, and going to sleep wasn't any better because I couldn't sleep in like my normal position. It just felt like I was getting like completely jammed. Like it felt like my back was made of like gears and like inside of a clock, and they like and I got like a big metal rod just jammed in there. It sucked. It was a fucking horrible experience. I hated it. Anyway, fast forward to the next morning. I get up around 8:30, shower, which isn't too hard because I can still move my other arm just fine. I'm okay. I can still do stuff. It's just obviously uncomfortable. And I get a call from the health center saying, "Hey, your appointment's for 9:45. Just making sure you're still coming." And I'm like, "Yep, totally on my way." I wasn't on my way yet, but I like, you know what I mean. I'm getting ready to go. And so I pack my stuff up like 9:15ish, 9:10 I think. I start heading down to the parking lot to get my car. Go to the parking lot. Car's not there. I'm not sure if you were paying attention earlier in the story, but I never said that I went to a parking lot. I said that I parked outside my dorm. Now, a little thing about the college campus that I'm at is you need parking passes to park in certain positions, like certain places. My parking pass only lets me park in specific parking lots, not the place that I was in. And to make it even worse, I was parked in one of those timed meters, so it was like a 30-minute parking thing, and I'd left my car there like overnight. I actually think it was either overnight or 2 days. I don't entirely remember which. I think it was 2 days, but it might have been overnight. Anyway, what the point is that I was fucked. So I started kind of freaking out because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to this place and my car's gonna be fucking towed. There's no shot I get there and I'm okay. There's no way I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna have to either pay a gigantic ticket or my car's gonna be impounded and my parents are never gonna let me hear the end of it. I'm screwed. I have no idea what I'm gonna do here. To my utter amazement, I get to the spot and my car is not towed. It's still there. It's still in one piece. No bolts, no nothing. But there is a big, fat, juicy ticket on the windshield. And so I read the ticket and I'm scanning through it, trying to see like a big number, like a fine, like a court date, something like that. It's really not that bad. It was only a $30 ticket. What was interesting, though, is that because it was a 30-meter parking, I expected it to be a lot of a quicker response. I thought they would have gotten it like within like 2 hours of the car being there. They got it at like 4:30 a.m. that morning. So if I had remembered the day before and came like 2 to 4 hours later, I probably could have saved myself from the ticket. So just for future reference, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in my position, you put your car in a place like that, put a reminder on your phone and just go back, because chances are they're probably not going to get you 30 minutes after. They're probably going to get you like hours or even days after. Obviously, don't park in places like that. You shouldn't. This was a one-time thing. I was just trying to get out of there. It was probably going to be 5 minutes, and I fucking forgot like a dumbass. But anyway, yeah, just a little bit of a interesting story. And then after that, it was a bit more smooth sailing, but it was a very it was a very scary time, because you that's not a car that I worked for. It's my parents' car, and have you ever been in an experience where you're given something by someone and then you accidentally end up fucking losing it? It is the worst feeling in the world. You feel like you've just thrown away something that was like a treasure, and it sucks. And I was really scared, but luckily it didn't end up being that bad. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a fucking nightmare. I probably could have lost the car, but luckily that didn't happen. But anyway, yeah, after that I went to the doctor. They checked my shoulder out. I hadn't necessarily pulled or like broken any tendons, nothing wrong with my rotator cuff or anything like that. I just the doctor said it was most likely just a muscle strain or a muscle tear in like one of my small areas underneath my shoulder blade, because a lot of the muscles under there have a very easy time getting like pinched and squished by the shoulder blade, which is a big flat muscle in your back, which is a lot of like kind of wrinkles and like stuff like that. So she gave me some like stretches to do and a pain prescription, ice pack, all that stuff. So I should be okay. Obviously, it sucks. I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym for the next like week, and see all the hot MILF muscle mommy MILF Mewtwo women. But on the bright side, I still get to look at gay porn, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, pretty interesting 48 hours that was. Pretty lucky overall. Could have been a lot worse. Could have had a torn muscle. Could have had a towed car. And I don't know if someone out there is looking out for me here, if I just got lucky. But regardless, I'm not going to take that for granted. I learned my lesson. Gonna be very careful with the weighted pull-ups next time, if there ever is even a next time. And never gonna park my car in a fucking metered parking lot ever again. That's never gonna happen. I have too bad of a memory and too low of an attention span to ever allow myself to make that mistake again. So yeah, just that's probably gonna be it. Just wanted to just share a bit of a traumatizing story in the eyes of a entitled white kid to the world out there who, let's be honest, couldn't give less of a fuck. But you know, it was interesting to me, so I figured maybe you guys might enjoy hearing it. And I hope you guys are all having a wonderful first week of school or college, whatever, work, unemployment, because that's on the rise. Anything that you got going on in your life, I hope it's working out for you. So yeah, that's probably going to be it. Bit of a shorter video today, or maybe longer actually, but a little less intense, I guess, of a video. You know, not really a coherent theme, not really a editing style. Just I'm probably gonna just dub this over some Elden Ring gameplay, like I did for my first video, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, or morning, or night, or day, week, year, whenever you see this. And as always, bing bong.